Hey, hey, financial besties. Hey, hey, friends. How you doing? How you been? It's been so long. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. I'm probably showing my age now. My young viewers, you may not know nothing about that. Oh man, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, friends. How you doing? How you been? How have you been? Man, I haven't been on live in wow, weeks, months. I missed y'all. As for me and how I've been, I feel like I coasted into the new year with a perfect rhythm. I've been resting, doing a lot of resting. I've been enjoying a new city. You already know I brought in my New Year in Bangkok. Came to Bangkok to celebrate my birthday, brought in the new year, and I've just been slowly exploring little pockets of Bangkok here and there. Bangkok could be its own country. I'm still in Thailand. I left Bangkok yesterday, um, but I'm digging the vibe here. I'm digging the vibe here. So I haven't been compelled to leave the country yet. Not just yet. But yeah, I've just been taking it really easy. I've been spending time with some people that I adore. You may have seen some pictures that I posted on my Instagram stories. I think occasionally I'll also post it on the YouTube community tab, but most of my day to day, unscripted, just random in the moment, I post to my Instagram stories. But yeah, how are you feeling? Let me know in the comments. How are you feeling? How's your new year been? Where you are in the world? Girl, catch me up. Give me all the tea. And you know I love to see the money babies. So let me see some money babies in the chat. But I don't know what the lighting is like. I moved around this morning trying to capture the natural light that's coming in so I don't have to use artificial light. I hope I'm showing up okay. I hope you can hear me okay too. But yeah, I'm just taking it easy. I want to hear about y'all too. Um, I've also been doing a lot of what I love. Well, not really a lot. I just started back, really. I did take a complete break from everything for a minute. But last week, I kicked off the first cohort of 2026 in Invest with Ease. And this week, I met with the lovely ladies in my Sister Circle Wealth community. So I just started back getting into the groove of coaching. Even that felt strange for a minute because I haven't coached since November. When I tell y'all I take a break, I take a break. And it's so good to take a break because when you get back into the groove of doing the things that you love, your cup is so full and you have so much overflow to give. You step back into the groove so naturally. And especially when you're in like a nurturing role or a teaching role or a role where, you are responsible for someone else, it's so important for you to get your rest and fill your own cup first because you will show up so much better for the people that you are trying to guide, the people you're trying to serve, assist, in whatever capacity you're trying to help them. When your cup is full, you show up so much better, and they notice too. But yeah, I reconnected with my ladies first before I came back to the internet. Um, but yeah, I mentioned in the last video about my vision for 2026 and my mission, my new mission to help 100 Black women become legacy wealth builders, not just invest in the stock market. We ain't just dibbling and dabbling here and there. I've decided that I want to make it my personal life mission to help 100 Black women become legacy wealth builders. Because in that video, I also share with you that one of my clients had become a multi-millionaire. She entered multi-millionaire territory. So I now have 3 billionaires that I have minted through my coaching program. One is now a multi-millionaire. And I'll tell you a little bit about number 4 that's coming up the rear end. She may be crossing the line this year, but I'll tell you more about that later. But yes, I am so excited about my new mission. I'm so excited about the women that have stepped up and decided I want to be part of this movement. And it just makes me feel so good. But in this video, I want to expand on something I posted earlier on the YouTube community tab, and I also posted it on my threads. But it was from the first session, the first coaching session of the Invest with Ease cohort for January. I shared that one of my new clients said my program felt, her exact words were, purposefully curated. And she felt that the community that I created was sacred. She said it felt sacred to her. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what sacred spaces for Black women to build wealth, what that means, and what makes my coaching space feel sacred, right? What it looks like when Black women have spaces designed specifically for us to build wealth. And frankly, why does it matter? Why does it even matter? Because I know I have some non-Black viewers, and that's all right. I love y'all too. But it is important for Black women to have a purposefully curated space that feels sacred so they can build wealth. That matters. And I want to talk about it so that you understand why it matters if you're non-Black, because I get a whole lot of people tussling in my comments and in my emails sometimes claiming that I'm discriminating. But there's a method to my madness. There's a purpose behind what I do. And if you are a Black woman, I want you to understand it too, so that you know why you need to be in a space that's purposefully curated just for you. You may be in other spaces that are mixed company. I understand it. I am too. That's where I learned a lot of what I know. But it's so different when you are in a space purposefully curated, especially for you when you're trying to build wealth, especially in the beginning stages of your wealth journey. So that is what we're going to talk about today. But if you are new to my channel, hey girl, hey, my name is Malika. I am a stock market investor and a money coach. I built my portfolio to fund my freedom after spending almost 10 years on welfare and raising my daughter on my own as a single mom. And with my investment portfolio, I retired early at 47, and then I moved abroad for a better quality of life. So I am a firm believer in the value of investing in the stock market and the value of understanding the language of investing, because my life is an example of the results of investing in the stock market. I don't mean investing for play, investing your extra money, investing on the side, investing for fun, investing after the fact because you got a little money left. No. I mean making investing in the stock market a priority. I am proof. My clients are proof that it will literally change your life. So if you are a Black woman with a 401k, and you may have a few scattered investments here and there where you've been dibbling and dabbling, but you don't really know what you're doing, go and subscribe to my channel, sis. Subscribe to my channel. I just might convince you to build wealth for your freedom too. I just might. But hey to my OG besties, let me see who's with me in the live chat. And by the way, if you're watching the replay, hey to you too. I miss y'all. Let me see your comments in the live chat. Let me see the money babies. Who's sharing some money babies? Let me see the money babies. Y'all know how much I love them. Yeah. Y'all know what I like. Y'all know what I like. I love to see it. Yes. Hey, Miss Tanya Brooks. I miss you so much. Hey, Miss Venus Kirby. I miss you too. Love the money babies. Thank you so much for sharing the money babies. Hey, Miss Kimberly. Wait, let me get this thing off the screen. I just responded to one of your comments on Threads. That warmed my heart. It warmed my heart so much. Hold on. StreamYard has changed so much. And I was over here playing with the little gadgets. And now I got this mess on my screen and don't know how to get it off. Oh, there we go. Which, by the way, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But hey, Miss Kimberly. Let's see who else is with me. Hey, Miss, charge it to my brain, not my heart. I know your real name. I want to call you by your real name. But hey, girl, hey, you've been an OG. You've been around for a while, so I know who you are, but my brain is a little foggy. Y'all might hear a little sinus congestion. I did have some sinus pressure recently in the past maybe 2 or 3 days. The air quality in Bangkok, some alerts were being issued on the day I started noticing the sinus pressure. I'm like, man, my body is so on point. It immediately responds when something is out of whack. And I didn't know what in the world was going on. I just woke up one morning and had this sinus pressure headache that was just like in this T-zone area. And I'm like, what in the world? Went straight to the pharmacy. Pharmacist hooked me right on up. But I hadn't even known anything about the air quality alert until later that afternoon. And I was like, ain't that about something? My body picked up on it immediately. And yesterday, the alert was the highest. It was in the red zone. And I was like, you know what? God's timing is so perfect because I already had plans to leave Bangkok anyway. So I am uh, in a beach town now and I'm also further south in Thailand. So away from Bangkok, away from, I know the northern area of Thailand will start doing its burning season. So I'm far, far away from all of that. So hopefully, the air quality here will prove to be much, much better. But either way, I'm feeling much better. So the sinuses is still clearing themselves out, but the headache is gone. Feeling so much better. It still sounds a little stuffy. So that's why. But I feel fine. Happy New Year. I see the Happy New Year comments. Hey, Sunny, are you a new viewer? Welcome, welcome. I love to see new viewers. Hey, Miss Shalonda. Yes, you picked up. You picked up on what I was singing. I think the originals, though, I'm really going to show my age now. I think the originals was Eric B. and Rakim. Talk about it. Talk about it. I'm a real hip hop head, y'all. I'm a real hip hop head. I grew up where hip hop was born. Let's see. I'm so slow reviewing comments. Hey, Miss Carmen, how you doing? How you been? Hey, Miss Maya. Oh, thank you. How you doing? How you been? Hey, Shanta. I hope I said your name right. Hey, Veronica. Yes, I left Bali. Yes, I left Bali. I left Bali. When did I leave Bali, y'all? Oh my goodness. Oh, I still love Bali. I didn't leave Bali permanently. But I have been away from Bali since the last time I flew to Malaysia for my follow-up doctor's appointment. And then after Malaysia, I came here to Thailand. And I just love it so much. And I ain't in a rush to leave. But yeah, I've been away from Bali for a while. I still love it though. I got a long-term visa. I'll be back. I'll be back. Um, hey, Miss Sherry. Hello from North Carolina. Oh, thank you, Miss Sherry. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. Shanta, I see your question. I'm going to put a star next to it. Y'all can go ahead and start asking your questions. I'll put a star next to it, and I will dedicate some time for questions near the end of the live stream. But first, we just gonna have a chat. I think I said hello to everyone. Hey, Miss Faithful Jones. How you doing? How you been? And hello, Miss Motivated. So happy to see you. I think I said hello to everyone. All right. Awesome, awesome. But yeah, I wanted to just talk about why sacred spaces are so important for Black women building wealth. Um, but like I said, I had my first session with Invest with Ease last week, and then my first session with the Sister Circle kicked off this week. Both of them were amazing. It's like when I'm in spaces with people that fill my cup, that fill me up, even when I'm helping you or assisting you, because I enjoy helping you, because we have a vibe. I'm not working with someone that it feels like tension or we just don't get along and we're trying to make it work because you paid me and now I got to deliver something. I'm very, very selective. I'm way more selective now about who I want to coach. But it's a community full, both of them are full of my ideal clients. And how I feel as an introvert that has to be on and coaching for several hours, I know that the community that I have now and the type of community that I'm going to handpick and self-select going forward is exactly what I need, because at the end of those multi-hour long sessions, I do not feel drained. I actually feel full. My clients help to fill my cup because I know I am in community with people who are just like me. And that feels so good. And then it creates a space where I can pour into them and give them exactly what they need, and then go above and beyond and give them more than what they need. But the first session of both of my programs, it was just evidence that I am on the right path, and my mission to create 100 Black women legacy wealth builders. I said, I hear you, God. I hear you, God. With this cohort you gave me, I see what you want me to do. And I see how you want me to choose them now. But anyway, during that first session, one of my new clients, and if you're watching, I won't say your name or reveal any personal information, but if you want to come forward and identify yourself or say, yep, that was me, yep, I said that, you're welcome to, but I will not disclose any personal information. The integrity, the privacy is of utmost important to me, but I do share things outside of the community just so others can see what it's like to be in community with us, so others can see what it's like if they were building wealth with us. But one of my new clients, when she was introducing herself, we did introductions after a session that I call Stock Market Tea. So I kick off all of my coaching sessions with Stock Market Tea, and it's a way that I help my clients become familiar with the language of the stock market, how it impacts their portfolio, what's going on in the world, what's going on globally that affects the United States and then ultimately affects their finances. And I talk about it in a way like just a bunch of girlfriends sitting around my dining room table gossiping and having tea. And my clients love it. But so after the stock market tea session, then everyone introduced themselves. And one of my new clients, she said the way she was feeling in that moment, it felt like it was purposefully curated. And she could tell that I intentionally created a sacred space just for us. And she said that was important to her, and that she was so happy she enrolled because it made her feel sacred. And when I heard her say that, it made my whole heart smile, because that's exactly what I intended to create. So to hear one of my clients put words to it and explain to us how she felt, and it was perfectly aligned with the way I designed the program. Not only how I designed the program to teach you, but the community that I create that shapes the environment that you're learning in. That's exactly my intent. So to hear her say that and to choose her words so carefully, it warmed my heart. And the reason why that was so important to hear her say that is because I have been in a lot of coaching programs. I have money coaches too. You've heard me say that before. Yes, I have a multi seven-figure portfolio that's approaching 8 figures, but there are levels to the wealth game, and I have money coaches too. I've also been in masterminds with other wealth builders. I've been in lots of investing spaces. different types of investing, real estate investing, stock market investing, private lender investing, the things that I'm interested in, the things that I want to learn. I've been in multiple spaces, and most of them are fine. I've learned a lot from those spaces. They teach you the facts, they give you the data, they give you the resources, the information, they show you the framework. I got what I paid for, but none of them feel sacred. I have to be very careful about how I move through those spaces. I acknowledge I'm in mixed company. There are certain things I choose not to disclose when I'm speaking in those spaces. There are certain things I choose not to share, even when I'm in a group coaching program, because I realize I'm in mixed company. Very few of those spaces, even the ones I've been in that have been led by Black women, because it's mixed company, very few of them create an environment where Black women can truly exhale, where you are not in mixed company, so you can truly be yourself, where you can talk about money without judgment, where you can talk about building wealth without guilt, and where you can actually see yourself in the millionaire success stories because you see them in the room with you. In some of the spaces I'm in, I don't see me, I see them. So it reinforces the thought, if I did have any doubt, it reinforces the thought that that level of wealth is not for me, because I don't see it. So I feel like I have to stumble more because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to wade through these waters in unfamiliar territory and trying to learn and figure it out as I go, because I need to figure it out differently from them because it applies to me a little differently. My life has nuances that theirs don't have. So those are the spaces that I'm in. I intentionally and purposefully curate a space only for Black women so that my clients don't have to experience the doubts that I experience, so that my clients don't have to wonder to themselves, can I really do this? Not only are they in community with people that look like them, they're being coached by someone who looks like her and has done it. And as of this year, I'm also bringing back clients that have already done it, that have been where they are, to speak to them. So it completely changes the air in the room. It completely changes the dynamic. That alone, even before you start learning, that shifts your mindset already before you learn anything about how to pick a stock. And during that first session, when she said that, after she finished, you know, everything that she wanted to share, and she had some concerns that she expressed, and she had some questions. I had everyone introduce themselves and share at least one concern and one question. Um, and after I talked with her through her concern and her question, I just sat back and looked at my screen. And you know how when you're on a Zoom call or whatever video chat program you use, how everyone's face is like a little square on the screen? And I just sat back and looked at my screen, and every single face in my training room was a Black woman. Every single one was not only a Black woman, but they were Black women with money. They were Black women with money that they plan to invest in the stock market to ultimately become one of the 100 legacy wealth builders. I had to stop for a second. And I was like, hold on. I need to take a picture of us on my screen because this is a beautiful sight to see. And I was like, I knew you was about to grab your phone. It's like it hit me in that moment. This is not just a coaching session that's about to begin. It hit me in that moment that my screen was an image, a representation of a community that was about to become legacy wealth builders. I was like, I see you, God. I see you. Because that image, that is what wealth spaces for us should look like. Each one of those women on my screen, they are already wealth builders because they've already taken the first step to get on the path of becoming a wealth builder. So I just claim it for them because you go through my program, you're going to be building wealth. It's inevitable. And just some of the comments that I've seen this week, now that they've gone through some of the course content, they're about halfway through. And we have our next coaching session next week. There's some of the aha moments I've been reading. I'm like, yes. But it was just a beautiful sight to see. There were no white men in the room talking about shorting Tesla. There were no white women in the room talking about the money their daddy gave them to invest. There was a sea of faces of only Black women. No one had to look around and wonder if they belonged. No one had to look around and wonder if they could really learn how to do this or if they would be left behind. No one had to look around and have doubts if they were in the right place because it was all us, Black women on a mission, preparing to build legacy wealth. And might I add, without the hustle and the grind. Y'all know I'm not about that life. And that's what I think made my client describe the space as sacred. Because she saw herself in every woman that she saw on the screen. And she knew she was in good hands with the woman that was about to guide her. Because when you're learning to build wealth, when you're learning a new language, like learning how to invest in the stock market, it's more than the mechanics of stock picking. It's more than the mechanics of learning how to evaluate a company. When you can remove the veil, when you are in a space where you don't have to code switch, your brain doesn't have to filter through layers to get to the knowledge that you need. You no longer have to code switch. You no longer have to question if you belong. You don't have to shrink yourself. Let's say you know a little more than the other people in the community are letting off. But because you, for valid reasons, the way we've been conditioned, you somehow put them on the pedestal and think because they're white, wealth is for them and is somehow less for you. So you will subconsciously shrink yourself a little bit. But when you're in a space where you don't have to code switch, where you don't have to shrink yourself, where you don't have to wonder if the question you're about to ask sounds stupid because you feel like you have to be just as smart. You feel like you have to be just as good in order to earn your space in that room. You don't have to feel like your question is stupid so you can feel comfortable asking. When you're with people like you, with a similar background as you don't feel behind because everyone started at the same place. And most importantly, when you can dream big without someone telling you to be realistic, because they're judging you through a lens based on your demographic. This client that said the space felt sacred, when she started talking about her dreams, she said, I want a $2 million portfolio. And when she said that, she released something because she said, man, it felt good to say that and not feel like it was wrong to want it. That's what my premium coaching program does for Black women. You can remove the veil. You can remove the layers. You can remove all of the gymnastics that you have to do, the mental gymnastics that you have to do when you're in a learning space. You don't have to shrink yourself. You don't have to lower your standards. You don't have to have little tiny goals when you really want more. You don't have to feel like you're stupid to ask a question. You don't have to feel like, oh, I should know this. You don't have to feel like you're competing with anyone, like you should already know or you should already be smart. The sacred space allows you to show up as yourself. It allows you to show up with your real dreams. And it's my job to figure out how to help you get there. You will acknowledge where you are without shame, but you will also say what you want without guilt. And as you progress through my program, and now I am talking to my clients because I know you're watching, and you've probably felt a little bit of this already over the past almost 2 weeks now. You will step into your new identity as a Black wealth builder with confidence. You're not going to shrink yourself anymore because you don't have to shrink yourself to be in spaces where you belong. So after me, if you do enter a space with mixed company, you will know that you belong there. And you will have the confidence to speak up. Because you will have evidence that we have built and invest with ease. And then you will have a portfolio to show for it too. I love it. I love this for us. I love this for us. God gave me the vision. He gave me the mission. And we are doing this together. Oh. Let me check the comments. What do y'all think? I have more I want to share with you because one of my OG clients showed up and showed out. But I'll share that with you in a minute. What do y'all think about sacred spaces for Black women? And excuse me for 1 second. I need to clear my sinuses. I feel some drainage. Hold on. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, that's much better. Drinking warm drinks, whether it's warm water, tea, coffee, warm drinks help to clear your sinuses too. Steam in the shower makes it feel lovely. Yeah. Let me check the comments, see what y'all talking about. See what I missed. Yes, Miss Kimberly. Being in community that calls for vulnerability and allows you to be your authentic self. Yeah. Yes, you know what it's like to be in the sister circle. I wish you would have come back this year. We're having an in-person meetup this year. I'm adding a retreat, an annual retreat as of this year to the Sister Circle program. I don't want to have to code switch when discussing something personal. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially something as personal as your money. Especially something as personal as your money. Tanya, tell me more. She said there's a shift going on. Yes. Can't help but build wealth. That's how God works. Absolutely. Absolutely. God did not take me on this journey to keep it all to myself. He blessed me with this gift of knowledge to share. But I also acknowledge the journey that God took me on. I'm aware that he gave me the money first and then told me to start the business. And it's important for me to acknowledge that because that changes how I show up in my business. And it changes how I show up for my clients. And it allows me to be very selective about who I choose to work with because he gave me the money first. So that the choices I make are not chasing more money, is to make sure that I'm aligned with the mission that he gave me. And I'm able to stay focused because of how he prepared me for my mission. I don't take that lightly. I acknowledge that. That was his perfect design for perfect alignment. It's motivated to sound so refreshing, just with my sisters growing wealth as we take care of our health. Yes, yes. And oh my goodness, this is about invest with ease. But one thing that I want to share really quickly about the Sister Circle, those are the ladies that have already been through Invest with Ease. They've been investing with me for years, and they're building that legacy wealth. That's my legacy wealth program. But we are forming relationships that go beyond client coach relationships. I notice that the women that continue with me and ascend to the Sister Circle, I see them more as my friends. They have become true friends because our relationship goes beyond investing. That's why I'm adding that in-person meetup component this year, because we need to get off the screens. We need to get off the internet and spend time together in person. But at the end of our session, one of the sisters had a personal challenge that she's dealing with. And she felt so comfortable sharing that with us. Throughout the years, the Sister Circle, we've done this for years together, but we've shed tears together. They were my rock when I was going through the cancer treatment. But she had a personal issue that she was going through, and she wanted to share it with us. And she asked for prayer. And another sister led us in prayer for her. And it just reminded me of the community that I'm creating for us and the bond that we have that just goes beyond stock picking and that goes beyond building a portfolio. It's wonderful that we have the wealth and to be in community with other wealthy Black women, that's a plus for sure. But to know that we are building bonds beyond the money and that we're comfortable sharing our deepest struggles with each other and that we pray with each other and pray for each other. I see what God is doing, and I am not about to let anyone distract me from it. In that moment in the Sister Circle, after my sister finished praying for the other sister, we just sat in silence for like a short time. It was just comfortable silence. And she was so appreciative, and it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. Being in community with other wealth builders that are on the same mission, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Carolina, I find it interesting that everyone knows how cozy and warm Black women's spaces are, but don't want us to have this environment amongst one another. And it's because they are aware of how cozy and warm our spaces are, and they don't have it. So they want what we have. They want to infiltrate it because they admire the bonds we have with each other. They admire the community that we have because they don't have it. And they want to be with us because they desire what we have. They can't build community the way we do. Yes. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Yes, I will drag you for your raggedy portfolio. My clients have come to love when I say that. They get so tickled. It's an inside joke now. Y'all know I be joking with y'all and loving on y'all. Yes. Yes, Miss Shanta. Sacred space is just for us. Oh, Miss Kimberly, why the sad face? Oh, what I was sharing about the sister circle, praying for it. Yeah, it was beautiful though. It was beautiful. Hi, Bob. Ooh, I'm not even going to try to say your name because I don't want to disrespect you and jack it up. But you look beautiful, stunning. Your complexion is glowing. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all are so sweet. But getting back to the session, after I took that picture and had my moment, and they all finished the introductions, one of the OG clients, the Sister Circle, one of the Sister Circle members showed up to the session with Invest with Ease. She just wanted to speak life into the newbie. She wanted to, share her story, and she wanted to provide some encouragement. This OG client has been with me for are we going on 3 years now? If you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's been with me for several years. I'll say that. She started in Invest with Ease, but she's in the Sister Circle now, my Legacy Wealth community. She's so close to that millionaire status. So close. While I love talking about my community with adoration, I'm gonna flex when I need to flex. All right. I'm not one, not two, but 3 millionaires. And one of them is now a multi-millionaire. And this OG client that showed up to the Invest with These session, she is going to be number 4. Will it happen this year? Don't know. We'll see. But she's going to be number 4. When I tell y'all, I have created 4 millionaires, I will say that with my chest. I will say that, and yes, I want it to land as a flex. Number 4 is coming. Number 4 is coming. But here's the thing about number 4. Here's the thing about number 4 and what she shared with the sisters. She started with a raggedy portfolio. So there's that. Someone in the comments talked about her raggedy portfolio. She started with a raggedy portfolio. And those were her words, not mine. Those were her words. That was the first thing she said. When I started with Invest with These, I had a raggedy portfolio. And her portfolio was raggedy. She just had random stocks all over the place that she picked over the years. No strategy, no plan. But of course, she came into my world and we cleaned that mess right on up. We cleaned it right on up. But I taught her my framework. She fell in love with my dividend investing strategy because I teach 3 different strategies. There's levels to this wealth game. I teach you my framework and I teach you the first 3 strategies so that you can elevate at your own pace. but I make them available to you in the beginning. But she fell in love with my dividend investing strategy. And child, now she's retired and she got extra passive income that's paying bills and a portfolio that's approaching seven figures. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So it was just so wonderful to hear her speak, to hear her share her story, and to see her progress as she was telling the story. And I was aware of some of the struggles that she had and some of the doubts that she had. And to hear her say, I now have dividends paying bills. I'm retired. And she's so modest. So she didn't say the my portfolio approaching millionaire status part. I had to pull that one out of her. Because she's too modest. All my clients are so modest, but we're gonna learn to flex. We're gonna learn to flex because other Black women need to see Black women millionaires. This is not an anomaly. We out here. It's just we don't flex enough to let other people see it, to know. We out here. Everybody ain't struggling. We all ain't struggling. Flex. And if you ain't gonna flex, I'm gonna flex for you. Because here's one thing I know from being in rooms full of white people building wealth. When you are just starting out, it's easy to doubt yourself. And it's easy to think, can I really build wealth like this? If you see a bunch of white people talking about wealth, it's easy for you to think, is this really possible for someone like me? Because you only see a bunch of white people building wealth. A question that I used to ask myself a lot in the beginning was, what if I mess this up? What if I make the wrong decision and lose it all? As if the wealth was never meant for me, so it was easy for me to just push the wrong button and just lose it because it wasn't meant for me to begin with. Those thoughts are normal when you're not used to seeing wealth look like you. But when you see a Black woman who's been where you are, I know sometimes it can be hard to see yourself in me because you may think I'm so far removed from it. So that's why I love the idea of bringing my sister circle into the community now, because she was just where you were maybe 2 years ago. And seeing a Black woman who's been where you are recently, who started with a raggedy portfolio just like you, who didn't know what she was doing, but she committed to a strategy and now she's thriving. You get to see with your own eyes what's possible for you too. Because she ain't special. I ain't special. The other 3 millionaires that have been through my program, they ain't special. They got the same information that you're about to get. The only difference is the knowledge and the strategy. But the fact that you show up, you already did the hardest part. So seeing what you want in someone else that look just like you see what's possible. And once you see what's possible, you can't unsee it. And when my OG client shared her story, at the end, she looked at the new students and she told them, take the lid off your pot. These were her words, not mine. She said, take the lid off your pot. Don't limit your financial goals. And then she told them, I surpassed mine without even realizing it. She passed the financial goals that she set with me without even realizing it. Man, that moment, that exact moment, hearing her tell them, take the lid off your pot, don't limit your financial goals, I surpassed mine without even realizing it. That lets you know how easy it was to do. Because if you pass a goal and you don't even realize it, that means you weren't hustling and grinding. Listen when I tell you. That moment, it showed me the truth when representation shows up. It showed me why the representation matters. Because I was listening to her, but I was watching the screen. And their faces lit up. Some of them smiled. Some of them looked surprised. Some of them probably admired her. This was another client speaking, not me, but I saw the reaction in all of their faces. And that's the power of being in a room where the success story looks like you. And after she said she had the raggedy portfolio, two of the new clients, they admitted that their portfolios were raggedy too. It's a running joke in my community. None of my clients get offended by it. And now they say it themselves. They call themselves out. They know they're going to be dragged for it. That's one thing I will drag you for, a raggedy portfolio. But you know I'm going to get you together. But the beauty of that, I'm laughing. But the beauty of that was the fact that they felt safe. The fact that they were in an environment and they felt safe enough to be honest. They didn't have to pretend to have it all figured out. They didn't have any shame about where they really are, where they're starting right now. It's just all transparency and all truth. Yeah, my portfolio raggedy, but that's why I'm here. And I know Malika gonna get me together and I'm about to clean it up. But they were able to say, I got a raggedy portfolio too. And we laughed about it. And I love that. Because when it comes to things like personal finance, that's so personal, where there's so much shame, or when you're dealing with the type of clients that I like to work with, they're typically professional Black women. So they are experts in whatever their field is. They are not new to this. They're not some little teeny boppers just starting out. They got money. So they have confidence in certain areas of their lives, but they may feel shame in this one area because their money isn't where they want it to be. But in my container, in my coaching program, they release shame. They felt comfortable to show up and say, I got a raggedy portfolio, but I'm about to get it together. Love that. Love that for us. And that's why I'm not just a money coach that focuses on the dollars and cents. I know a lot of times people want me to do videos that just talk about strategy, to tell you what to do, this and this and that and that. I can give you the whole blueprint for free. But if you don't have the mindset, if you are not transforming into the person you need to become to manage that wealth, number one, either you'll never build the wealth because you won't have the patience to do so, or you'll build the wealth And then you won't know what to do with it other than spend it. And then you'll find yourself right back at square one. So I'm not just a money coach that focuses on the dollars and cents. Yes, you'll learn my strategies. Yes, you'll build a portfolio. But what I love the most is that I create community. Is that I create that sacred space where Black women can be honest about their finances without judgment, where you can admit your portfolio is raggedy and no one is going to make you feel bad about it. I might tease you a little bit, but you're not going to feel bad about it. Where you can see millionaires who look like you. And when you see them, you're like, oh, shit, she can do it, I can do it. You sure can. You sure can. And here's why. Because your transformation doesn't just happen in your brokerage account. It happens in the environment where you're learning. It happens in the energy that's being exchanged while you're learning. It's transforming your mind and helping you to own the identity of a wealth builder because you're seeing yourself in the people who have already walked the path before you. And they're collectively showing you how it's done. And it's more than dollars and cents. It's more than stock picking. It's more than building a portfolio. I feel like along this journey and with this new mission, God is also answering my prayers and my desires and dreams because I have always felt like I was doing things early because I rose through the ranks of my career so early. I retired early. I achieved financial freedom so early. I always felt like I was doing things early and ahead of my time. So it always felt like I was alone, doing it by myself, figuring it out by myself. So I've always desired community of women that not only look like me, but have similar goals to me, that are on a similar mission as me, that have similar values as me. And what I realize is that while he's using me to help my clients reach their goal, as my clients ascend from Invest with Ease to the Sister Circle, he's also using them to give me the community that I've always wanted and desired. So I don't feel alone anymore. I have a community of Black women wealth builders that I can lean on now. That realization was new to me, how God was using everything and bringing it full circle in his perfect design. And it makes me so happy. I love this for us. I love this for us. I told the Sister Circle at the end of our session, I was like, imagine what we can do together collectively with our wealth. After we build our wealth, after we reach our goals, after we have enough money to live on, to leave the legacy to our children and grandchildren, we're going to continue growing. We're not going to stop what we're doing just because we've met our goals. But then when you have overflow, you look at how you can serve others. And I told them, I said, imagine what we will be able to do together when we all take our overflow and put it together for a unified cause, whether it's a movement that benefits our community, whether it's an organization that's supporting something that is important to all of us, whether it's a family, whether it's another Black woman. The options are endless to have a community with all wealthy Black women. Just the thought of what we could do together. I love it. I love it. Let me check in with y'all in the comments. I'm over here daydreaming. I'm over here daydreaming and fangirling about my own clients. Let me see what y'all are up to. Then we'll wrap this up. We've been on for over an hour. Let me see. Did I miss any comments? Yes, look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Oh, you're shedding tears with Tanya. She said your portfolio was super raggedy, got cleaned up nicely. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, but yeah. Sacred spaces for Black women to build wealth are important. And I hope I have helped you to understand why, the benefits of it, and what it could do for you beyond the dollars and cents if you were in one. So I promised that I would make some time to answer some questions. So feel free to share your questions, whether it's about investing, whether it's about my coaching program, whatever questions you have for me. Drop your questions in the chat. I'll hang back for a little bit to answer, and then we'll wrap up. I starred one question earlier. Let me go back to it. I hope you're still in the chat. Are you still with me? In the chat. Let's see. Found it. Hey, Shanta. Are you still with me? Live? Let me know if you're still here, because I can already see I'm going to have a follow-up question to your question. Do you think it is wise to put most of the proceeds from the sale of my house into my brokerage account? It depends. There's nothing about personal finance that's black and white, or that's that rigid where you only do this one thing. I think it's so funny when I see questions like that. Someone in the community was commenting about there's this 7-step process that I have. And she was asking, because of her age, did I think she should follow the steps exactly the way I outlined them? I said, there's nothing about personal finance, nothing about wealth building that's rigid. So everything depends on what your goals are, what your priorities are. So I cannot say it's wise or not, because I don't know anything about your priorities and your goals. So if you're still here in the live chat, let me know and we can talk a little bit so I can answer your question in a meaningful way. There is no cookie cutter answer. I could say yes. It depends on your goals and priorities. And I could say no. Just depends. So if you're still here, let me know. And if there are any other questions, feel free to share them. In the comments. I don't see any other questions. Don't see any other questions. There could be a lag though. But anyway, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this conversation tonight, is that wealth building is more than dollars and cents. And the coaching program that you choose should create a sacred space for you. Because as you're learning this new language, as you're building this new muscle, the environment you're learning in makes a difference in how you see yourself and in how you implement the concepts and how consistent you're going to be. And the community that you're building with should encourage you to be consistent, not in an obligatory way, but the community that you're building with should motivate you to want to be consistent because you see what's possible. And the true transformation, it happens when you're in a sacred space with people who looks like you, and the space is purposefully designed for your success. Right? And that is what I'm doing for the movement towards 100 legacy wealth builders. Professional Black women providing a sacred space and community. They're not only learning how to invest, they're learning strategic investments. They're learning intentional strategies to meet very intentional goals. And our ultimate goal is to build legacy wealth. And what I mean by legacy wealth, I mean wealth that will continue beyond your lifetime. Wealth that will benefit more than just you. You can literally change the financial trajectory of your family by making one decision. And that's deciding it's going to be you. You do not have to continue trying to figure out how to make Social Security work, trying to figure out how to make ends meet, trying to figure out how to live on a fixed income. That's the language that you're accustomed to. That's the norm that you've seen for generations. You can make the decision to change that language. You can make the decision to change what's normal for you. You don't have to be a burden to your children in retirement and expect them to take care of you. They have their own lives to live. They have their own family to take care of. If they take care of you because they want to, that's a different thing. But it should not be an obligation because they have no other choice. Give them the flexibility of choice. And also, you can be the person that changes your family line so that the generations behind you are not always starting over from square one. They're not always starting over, every generation starting over from the bottom. You can change that. What's normal for you when you were growing up, or what you had to go through to get to where you are now, you can make it a little bit easier for the people that are coming behind you, for the little ones coming up the rear that's in your family line. You can normalize something different. All right. You want to be part of my movement, 100 Legacy Wealth Builders. The links are always in the description. But after I'm done with this first cohort, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to celebrate, probably take a trip somewhere. I have a new country that I do want to visit this year, but I am going to pick up a new cohort. We'll probably do something like a summer wealth reset. So get yourself ready, get your coins ready. Go ahead and apply, get on the priority list. But yeah, after this cohort, I'll probably do a summer wealth reset. But all right, friend, this has been fun. I'll scan the comments again, see if there are any questions. Hey, internal congruence, you're a new viewer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't have a class. I don't teach a class. I have a full transformation group coaching program. Invest with Ease is 12 weeks long, so it does require a commitment and it does require an investment. I don't teach classes. But if you're interested, the link is in the description of the video. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, Miss Sherry. Again, I don't teach classes, unfortunately. I'm sorry if that's what you're looking for. I don't teach classes. I only work with people that are ready for the full commitment to change the financial trajectory of their lives. It's not just a one-time class. It requires a commitment and effort. I don't teach trading, Shanta. If that's what you're looking for, I'm not your girl. I don't teach trading at all. And if you are a beginner, my personal opinion, I don't think you should be looking at trading either. You need to learn the fundamentals of the stock market and how to invest. Carolina, what do you do with sisters with below 100K starting? Feeling embarrassed as a late investor. Sis, it's the feeling embarrassed part that stuck out to me. First of all, there is no criteria that you need to have more than 100K to join my program. The only criteria I have is that you are financially stable. I look for financial stability. So if you have a lot of debt, my program is not for you. If you are barely making ends meet, my program is not for you. If you are in between jobs and you don't have a steady source of income, my program is not for you. So I primarily look for financial stability. And the reason why is because if you were focused on the bare minimum to survive, you won't have the bandwidth to learn how to build wealth. And I don't want you in my program making risky decisions, trying to make money fast because you need money to pay bills. I don't coach that way. Everything I do is with ease. So I'm teaching you my concepts with ease. And if you are in hustle mode, if you are in I'm struggling, need to get out of this situation type mode, ease is completely counter to the space, the mind space that you're in right now. So my main criteria is financial stability. Are you ready to build wealth? So I don't have a requirement where you have to have 100K to start. All right. You can have a portfolio with 20K. You can have a portfolio with 5K, but are you financially stable? Do you earn enough money where you can pay your bills, where you have a little bit of savings, where you have manageable debt. I'm not saying you have to be debt free, but you have manageable debt. It's not keeping you up at night. And you have enough cash flow that you can consistently invest into the stock market. If you meet that criteria, you're fine. I got you. And as far as the latter half of your comment, if you're feeling embarrassed as a late investor, that's exactly what I meant by the sacred space. You need to be in a sacred space so you can release this emotion. It's a valid emotion. I understand where it comes from. I understand the root of it. But when you're in a sacred space, you won't feel that way anymore. You won't feel embarrassed. Because the way I coach you, the way I teach you, and the environment that I create for you, you're not going to focus on what you don't have. We're going to redirect that focus on where you're trying to go. Right? So whether you start with 5K or 100K, come on in the room. I just don't want you to be struggling. All right? And even if there are sisters who are struggling, there's no judgment against you. It's no judgment. It's just that my program is not for you at this time, only because I know you won't have the mental bandwidth to implement the way I teach. Okay? Yeah, releasing the shame is big. Releasing the shame is big. But you'll be in community with other people who are where you are. And when you're in the same place, you can release that shame. We're all doing it together. Look at Miss Tanya. She started below 100K. Yeah, I started below 100K. We all had to start from somewhere. Yeah, but Miss Tanya, she said, don't be embarrassed. Absolutely. Sherry, thank you for sharing. I'm asking about building the first 100K. You can build your first 100K and invest with ease. You can build your first 100K and invest with ease. That's what Invest with Ease is for, to help you work towards a real strategy so you can hit that first 100K. But then we ain't going to stop there. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Yeah. Shanta, is there a budget-friendly program that you have? That question is funny. It depends on what you call budget-friendly. Because of what I do and the transformation that I provide and the results that I get, I imagine what you're thinking is budget-friendly. I would say probably not. I would say probably not. And the clients that I tend to work with and prefer to work with, they're not looking for budget-friendly. They're looking for results. And that's one thing I guarantee is the results. Which, by the way, I do have a guarantee in my program as well. I think I answered all the questions. But yeah, my ideal clients are not budget conscious. They want the transformation. And that's what we prioritize. I think I answered everyone. But all right, friends, this has been fun. If you enjoyed this video, before you go, hit the like button. Y'all hit that like button. Did you hit the like button? Whether you're watching live, watching a replay, watching on the TV, on your phone, on your iPad, you'll smash that like button for me real quick. Smash that like button real quick. But if you're interested in investing and what it means to be a Black woman wealth builder, this is the channel for you. So you might as well go ahead and subscribe too. I am back on my regularly scheduled program. I will get back to doing my weekly videos, most likely Friday evenings. What time on Friday evenings? I'm still playing around with it, but it will be Friday evening East Coast time, which is Saturday morning for me. But I will continue doing my weekly videos. Occasionally, you may see me pop up twice a week, but I do commit to the weekly videos on Friday evenings. So we're back in business. Hit subscribe if you enjoy talking about investing and wealth building as a Black woman. But if you're new to me and you didn't know, my name is Malika, and I am on a mission to help 100 Black women build legacy wealth. All right, friends, this has been fun. Until next time, I'm going to say bye for now. I'll call y'all back later.